So in one of my recent videos, I actually just confessed to everyone that I almost relapsed, and I was hoping to God that it was just a one-time occurrence that I had to deal with all this temptation. But I find it hilarious that ever since I started No Nut November, I have just been getting temptation after temptation after temptation after temptation after temptation, and it is not letting up. And the thing about this, guys, the thing that is so hilarious is now that I have finally decided, Glass, there's no more playing around, no more playing games, no more girls, no more none of that. It's time to focus on our purpose, get on our grind. That is when the most temptation starts getting thrown my way. That is crazy to me. It's hilarious, and that's why I'm making this video. You see, guys, at the end of this video, I'm hoping that you'll understand A, what this temptation means, B, how to deal with these types of temptations, and then C, how you can use these temptations to elevate your life. So y'all already know I ain't no Xbox, I ain't no Oculus Quest. We ain't playing no games in here, so we gonna go ahead and hop right into it like brake fluid, if you feel me? So the first thing that you guys gotta understand is that, bros, you gotta get this. The devil only attacks things that are on their purpose. Guys, you see, so many times in my life, it only seems that I get all these temptations. It only seems that everything that can go wrong goes wrong. It only happens when I'm doing things right. Never when I'm being a douchebag, never when I'm being an idiot, jacking off 3 times back there a day with Pornhub. Y'all know I like Alexis, Texas. It's never when I'm doing it. Never. The devil leaves me alone. He's like, oh, perfect. You're doing what you're supposed to do. It's only when I make a declaration in my life that I'm going to change it, I'm going to do something different, that all this stuff starts coming to me. And the reason I'm bringing this up, guys, is because, look, man, I have read this book by Napoleon Hill. It's called Outwitting the Devil. I mentioned it in some of my other videos, but he says something about drifters. And what he says about drifters, he says drifters are people who permit themselves to be influenced and controlled by the circumstances outside of their own mind. So these are basically people that have no purpose. They have no aim in life. They just go around in life doing whatever's cool, whatever's fun at the moment. They never decide. They just let life take it where they want it to go. That's where the devil wants you to be. He wants you to not be going after your purpose. Don't you get that? I'm telling you. When you're doing things right, that is when the most attacks will come. If nothing's going terribly wrong in your life, that's when you should be worried that you probably ain't doing what you need to be doing in life. Which leads me to my second point, is that these attacks that you'll get, these temptations, all that stuff, is probably a freaking good sign. Like, it's a great sign, guys. And what I'm trying to say is, like, bro, in my life, it's crazy because every single time I've gotten successful, and I've told you guys a few of these things, I have gone on to play college football when I had no hopes of that in high school. It was crazy. I've gone on to make it to the NFL. Granted, it wasn't a long time, but I made it. I achieved my dream. I've been the #1 sales rep at a $1 billion company, and I was the #3 sales rep at Yelp. So I've gone on to have success. But let me tell you something. All of that success, the crazy part about it is, right before I got that success, I wanted to quit. Here's an example. Guys, in my last video about me almost relapsing, probably about midway through the video, y'all can hear me bitching about YouTube. I'm putting my heart and soul into some of these videos, bro. Heart and soul. I'm talking working 50 hours a week in sales and then another 50 hours on YouTube, and I'm still not getting results. I ain't getting results, and that's frustrating, and it makes me feel like I'm not shit. I'm literally saying, bro, I've done everything. I put 50 hours in, I'm not getting results. That was me feeling bad for myself, being sloppy, being a bitch. And guess what happens, guys? Right after that video, the video I made for Hamza's contest had 700 views. I felt all bad about myself. I almost relapsed, all that stuff. Within 24 hours, Hamza, guy, you guys probably know him, but he's got, 1 million+ subscribers. He finally notices my video. And then I end up in the top 5 of his contest. So a lot more people are getting to see my video. They're starting to see that I can edit. They're starting to see that I can make good videos. I'm starting to get the recognition I feel like I deserve. The point I'm trying to make with this is, every time that you are feeling like you're about to quit, every time that you're feeling like the world is against you, every time these temptations get thrown in your face, all this stuff, guys, every time you're about to give up, that is when your breakthrough is coming. And what I hate so much about is I see so many people at that point. I see some of y'all probably watching that video. You're probably at that point of that breakthrough, but you're going to let outside influences get to you. You're going to let that doubt and that negativity get to you, and you're going to quit. And what you didn't know, I know y'all seen that little picture. 2 guys are digging the tunnel, right? And then one guy turns around, he quits, and the other guy keeps going, and there's like this mountain of diamonds and treasure. That is what That is what I'm trying to tell you guys about what this temptation means. If you start getting temptation like this, if you start having everything go wrong, if you've set out for yourself, I'm going to change my life, I'm going to change my habits, I'm going to stop watching porn, I'm going to get off the video games, I'm going to do all this stuff, and you start having everything in the world attack you, do not run from this. You've got to change your perspective on this. Most people will see these attacks as a bad thing. It's like, oh my gosh, I knew I wasn't supposed to do this. The universe just ain't gonna let me do it, right? They're not gonna let me have it. Everything in the world is trying to stop me, and you're wrong. You are wrong. When you start seeing these attacks, flip your perspective. This is actually a great thing. This is actually an indicator that you are going in the right direction. What you should be worried about is if you're not getting any attacks. If you're not getting any attacks, then you are probably doing exactly what the devil or whatever, whoever y'all want to call it, is wanting you to do. But it's only when you start caring, it's only when you choose that direction, it's only when you have made a choice that I'm going here, come hella high water, is when all the problems come. And you got to know the problems are coming, and then you got to be able to flip your perspective to understand, oh, okay, I decided I'm gonna go crazy in my career, and my girl wanted to break up with me. Damn, holy shit, that's a great sign. My girl left me when I decided I'm gonna go focus on my career. Somebody's attacking me, and they don't want me going this direction. And that's when you gotta be like, I flip it. Okay, they don't want me going this direction. That means I must go in this direction. As a matter of fact, that means I must double down on what I'm doing. The whole rant I'm trying to get at is when you get this temptation, when you start feeling like everything in the world is against you, once you've chosen a goal, don't run from these temptations. Don't let them defeat you. As a matter of fact, take it as a better sign. And as a matter of fact, double down on what you are doing. Again, I was wanting to quit before Hamza's contest, before he announced I was in the top 5 of it. I was literally wanting to quit, guys. That was the devil. He knows I have a message to share, bro. It's not about me. I know you guys have the potential to be what you want to be. And the devil knows he don't want me going around spreading that message to people. So what does he do? What does he do? He attacks me. He attacks me with you porn, with Alexis, Texas. He attacks me with doubt, negativity, all this stuff, imposter syndrome. And right when I was feeling like I was about to quit, 24 hours later, guys, I finally got a little bit of recognition. No, I'm not where I want to be, but I finally get a little bit of recognition. And if I had not been able to recognize that as a sign that I'm going in the right direction, I might have actually quit, and I would have never gotten that stuff. The third thing I'm trying to get you guys to understand is you also got to see these temptations as a test. This is a test. This is a pop quiz from life, from the universe, from the devil, from whoever, to see if you really want what it is you say you want. Let me explain. Look, there's a book that I've read called Reality Transfer. It talks about all these different timelines that exist in our universe. And right now you're on one timeline. And probably on this timeline, you guys were a lot like me. Things aren't going right in your life. It seems like everything is against you. But what the book is saying, there's another timeline out there. There's another version of you out there who can defeat his vices, who can beat his temptations, who can stay on his grind, stay on his purpose, and is actually going towards his goal and is probably about to achieve. And all you have to do to step into that timeline, to step into that life, is start acting as if you're that person. Let me say that one more time. All you have to do to step into that life is start acting as if you're that person. Let me explain. If you want to be a millionaire, but you are still acting like a jackass, you are probably not going to be a millionaire. And the way the universe tests you is like this. Let's say you make a declaration. From this point forward, I'm gonna change my life. I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna do what it takes to succeed. The universe hears you and it listens. So you start putting in work, things start changing, but then you get all these temptations. The universe starts throwing the temptations at you, and it says, okay, what is he gonna do? I know before he made that declaration, he was a jackass and he couldn't escape his lust. He couldn't defeat temptation. So he says he wants to be a millionaire. I know millionaires can defeat temptation. Let's see if he can. So on your little timeline, you walking, you're gonna get that temptation. And guess what happens, guys? If you continue to give into that temptation, all you're showing the universe is, this nigga ain't really changed. He's no different than he was before. He's the same person. So why would he go to a different timeline? Let's just let him continue on the timeline he's at. Let's just let him stay there. Because every time I send him a test that he struggled with, he just keeps doing the same things that he did before. He's no different. Guys, Jim Rome is probably one of the most influential people in my life, right? And what he says really has just changed my life forever. It's just like once I heard it, I can't unhear it, bro. He said, your level of success does not far outweigh your personal development. And that goes along with what the book I'm trying to say with reality transurfing. That's why the tests and the temptations keep coming at you. Because if you are not the type of person that is gonna become a millionaire, you're gonna continue to fall for the temptations, guys. Did you know that 70% of people who win the lottery, whether it's $1 million or $5 million, are broke within 5 years? Broke. Can you imagine in your life you win $500 million and be broke in 5 years? How does that happen? Why does that happen? It happens because that person who was hitting the flapjacks, looking at Alexis, Texas, playing video games, never focusing on their purpose, always chasing sex, that person picked a lottery ticket and won, and their life instantly changed. However, they did not change. Let me say that again. Their life changed, but they did not change. When they get that money, they continue to act like they've been. They continue to be the same person they've always been. And the reason they were broke before they got the lottery ticket, it's because they didn't know what to do with money. They didn't know how to act with money. And so when they got the money, guess what? They didn't know what to do with money. They didn't know how to act with money. So guys, another book that I urge you guys to read is Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. In that book, he says, a new personality creates a new personal reality. Meaning, when you're getting these tests, guys, you have to act as if you're that person you want to be. If you want to be a millionaire in your current life right now, you have to act the same way a millionaire does. And a millionaire probably is not spending $24.99 on some girl's OnlyFans. He's probably investing that in something else. He's probably investing that in himself. You have to change the way you think. You have to change the way you feel. You have to change the way you act. You have to change the person you become. You have to get a new personality to create a new personal reality. So when you see these temptations come at you, guys, A, you gotta know that the devil is attacking anything on his purpose. B, you gotta know that this is actually a good thing. Everything bad that's happening in your life means you're going in the right direction. And then you've got to look at these temptations and tests as exactly what I just said, as a test, and you must pass them. Because if you want a different life, you have to become a different person. And when you can do that, guys, that's when your life can really change.